This video is sponsored by DistroKid. Soothe2 is a plugin you've probably seen a lot of producers and mixers use, especially here on YouTube. It's honestly a great resonance suppression tool that can be helpful for creating space and cleaning up sounds automatically. The problem is, it's expensive. And even though I shelled out the full price to buy it years ago, the truth is I haven't used it enough. That doesn't mean that I didn't try to or that the plugin isn't useful, because it certainly is. But in retrospect, I've probably only used it about 10 times since I bought it in 2021. If you do the math, that means I spent about $20 for every mix that I actually use Soothe on since I bought it 3 years ago. Now, was it worth spending that $20 per mix on? Honestly, no, it wasn't. Especially when other plugin brands are offering very comparable products at a much lower price point. And one of those brands happens to be Waves, who just released their Curves Equator plugin. Similar to Soothe2, Curves Equator automatically attenuates resonances and accurately tames built-up frequencies to provide a balanced, stable sound. Basically, it can be used to automatically clean up problematic frequencies in a mix when they pop up, and it can help unmask your audio, especially between two or more competing sounds. In this video, we're going to explore this plugin in depth, and I'm specifically going to use it on a vocal to show you what it sounds like. To up the ante afterwards, I'll use it to reduce competition between the vocal and instrumental, cleaning up any frequency masking taking place between the two to create an upfront vocal sound. But don't just take my word for it. You can demo this plugin for free and decide for yourself after watching this video, and I'll leave some links down below for you to check out the plugin if you're interested. And make sure you watch this video all the way till the end, because afterwards I'm going to directly compare the Curves Equator to Soothe2 in a few different situations to show you exactly what the difference is between them. Now, while resonance suppression plugins like Curves Equator makes mixing your music easier, the sponsor of today's video, DistroKid, makes distributing your music on streaming platforms even more effortless. They make getting your music on a stores a breeze with their simple interface, and they pass on 100% of the earnings generated from your music directly to you. DistroKid also gives you access to helpful tools for content creation and marketing your release, including hyperfollow landing pages, the Busy Video Generator, and much more. Other distributors make you pay every time you upload something, or they keep a percentage of your earnings, which ultimately ends up costing you more. With DistroKid, you pay a low annual subscription fee that lets you distribute unlimited music for the year, making it much more convenient and less expensive than the other guys. Millions of artists, myself included, love using DistroKid, and I'm sure you will too. You can save 7% off your first year by hitting the link down in the description below. Thank you to DistroKid for sponsoring this video, and now, back to the content. So let me now show you how to set up the Curves Equator in the context of the vocal that I have here. I'm going to first play it in its natural state so you can see what we're starting with.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix.
Now overall it's not too bad, but I do find that there's a little bit of a buildup in the low frequency area that's producing a bit of a muddy sound that I want to address by using the Curves Equator. Now the first thing that I want to do is I want to create a captured threshold curve, and that way the plugin can more accurately address these issues in the context of this audio specifically. To do that, we're going to press the learn button and then play the track to let the plugin listen to the audio so it can create a unique threshold curve around the material.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, baby, drive me crazy like Challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or them. Oh.
So I let it play a little bit longer. You obviously saw that it was going to allow me to apply the curve sooner, but I wanted to just let it play as much as it can so that it can gather the most amount of information possible and obviously make the most accurate curve. With that being said, you can now see that the plugin has created a unique curve for this audio, which is already at work reducing specific resonant frequencies across the entire frequency range, but with special emphasis on the low end and the top end, as you can see, because it's lower, which means it's reducing those areas a little bit more than the middle so far. Let's actually play this one more time and just pay attention to the blue line at the top to see exactly what's taking place so far.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me,
So it's actually pretty impressive how much it's already cleaning things up without us adjusting anything further. further, but of course we're going to go a little bit deeper and explore the different parameters here to create an even cleaner vocal sound. So to start, I'm actually going to adjust the main threshold here and try to produce the right amount of gain reaction to specific resonant frequencies. We're ultimately just going to adjust this to taste and try to find a sweet spot. Here we go.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored.
Right here is a really good spot where we're just starting to get a little bit more of a reaction from the initial setting of 10, but not too much that it's overbearing. Now, like I said, my issue at this stage is particularly muddiness, which is already being cleaned up just with these first few steps of the process, but I want to now take it a step further and have it clamp down on the low frequencies causing the muddiness even more. Because of that, I'm going to open up the crossovers tab and we can now see the boundaries as well as the cut lines, which I'm going to adjust a little bit further to better concentrate onto this muddy area. That means I'm probably going to bring some sliders down, producing more of an extreme reaction, and then others I might actually weaken and not reduce as much. So I'm going to set this to the default and let's do this. Here we go.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, Anamabia, baby, drive me crazy like challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or them oh. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers.
That seems to be pretty good, and with this move, we've been able to focus this band more into the low-mid frequencies, which are mostly responsible for that muddiness, and I've driven the cut slider to produce a bigger reduction in this area so far. From here, we can now close the crossovers and adjust some of our other processing controls to really fine-tune the sound, starting with the nodes. Because I want to treat that low-mid area once again, I can double-click and create a node and then pull it down, which is now going to exaggerate the amount of reduction taking place, so I'm going to just do that, and I'm going to try to isolate and pinpoint a few key areas. Here we go.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, Anamabia, baby, drive me crazy like challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or them oh. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored.
So I made 3 moves here, one around 230, another around 508, and then another one a little bit higher up around 2800. This is just happening at certain times where you could hear a little bit more of a spiky, a little bit aggressive, abrasive type of frequency that's poking out, but it's only happening during certain phrases, so this is going to help quell that a little bit. But ultimately, these 3 areas are now going to be reduced even more. You can actually see the reduction increasing as I obviously brought these down lower. And as a whole, everything is starting to just sound a bit smoother from where we initially started. So now let's fine-tune some of these other settings under the advanced controls area specifically, and I am going to omit a few of these. I'm not going to use the shape, and I'm not going to use the tilt or the tilt frequency. I like the threshold curve and I like what I've done here. I don't want to use these to ultimately change that curve. I want to preserve it, but I do want to alter the attack, the release, the precision, the sensitivity, and some of these other settings to just, again, sculpt this into a much more natural or transparent sound that's not so heavy-handed or aggressive.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, Anamabia, baby, drive me crazy like challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or them oh. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, Anamabia, baby, drive me crazy like Challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or them. Oh. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you did.
Now overall that's sounding better, and some of these made the sound even smoother than others, slowing down the attack and slowing down the release, having that reaction happen a little bit later and then keeping it suppressed, increasing the precision so that way it's a little bit more gentle and wide rather than more accurate and pinpointed like it was initially, and then smoothing the curve out overall I think has made this a little less harsh overall, which again is just a natural quality of the vocal I'm dealing with here, but I'm trying to smooth it out with this process as a whole. Now you might have noticed that I've left the limiter and auto makeup engaged. If I take out the auto makeup, just pay attention and notice how much different the level sounds, how much lower it is.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers.
So you can obviously hear there's a pretty significant volume difference between the two, and that just makes sense because we're removing information or reducing the presence of that information. So keeping the makeup gain enabled is just helping me preserve that balance. However, you could always turn this off and then increase the actual output on your own and have more manual control over that if you prefer. The limiter I'm just always going to leave on to make sure that we are never exceeding digital zero and avoiding clipping, which is just a good practice in this case. Now as a final step, let's play with the mix here. Obviously we've done a bunch of moves, so I want to actually reduce this to zero and then slowly introduce it and find a nice sweet spot between the two. My goal here is ultimately to have this be transparent.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, Anamabia.
So that seems to be in a better place here at just under 70%. So now as a final comparison, let me bypass and put this in, and we can obviously see how much progress we've made just by using the Curves Equator with no other tools.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored.
So it's a pretty impressive difference, as you can tell. We're definitely cleaning up that muddiness, that harshness, and a bunch of other problems that were initially present in the vocal. Some of them are still there and could obviously use a little bit more treatment with some further processing, but you can see how this one plugin alone is already doing a lot of that heavy lifting and getting us closer to a finalized professional sounding result. So now let's shift gears and quickly talk about another way that I like to use this plugin, which is to create space between two competing sounds, in this case being the vocals and instrumental, which often get in the way and clash with each other. This can of course be carried over to any two sounds that are competing in a mix. I just happen to be using the vocal and instrumental in this demonstration. Now the first thing we need to do is put an instance of the Curves Equator at the end of our instrumental plugin chain. That way it prioritizes the vocal as the final step without interference from other processes that may undo that prioritization. Next, we need to set the sidechain input to receive the signal from the vocal, which I already have set up here. You can see the vocal sidechain, and you can see that I already have a bus created. Now from here, we're going to enable the sidechain mode so the plugin knows that we want to use it for this purpose rather than the way that I just showed you. Next, we're going to press learn, and then we can play the track so Curves Equator can capture the threshold curve based on our sidechain input, being the vocal in this case, which will begin to make space on the instrumental based on our unique vocal sound, like so.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. Diamonds from Jacob, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, Anamabia, baby, drive me crazy like Challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or the man. Baby, if you love me, I need to make it, baby.
So now you can see that it's created a threshold curve based on the vocal sidechain input. And no surprises, you can see that it's not reducing the low end as much, but it's reducing a lot more of the mid frequencies, which is where the vocal really lives. Now from here, we can adjust the main threshold to increase or decrease the amount of reduction being applied. So let's do that.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. That means for check up, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, I'm a bear. Baby, drive me crazy like challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or the man.
So in a way, even that alone could live without us adjusting anything else. You can already hear that prioritization of the vocal, but you can still hear that the instrumental is very present and it's not really lacking anything necessarily. However, I really like to slot the vocal in its most dominant range where its intelligibility really lives, which is somewhere between 1 and 5K traditionally, depending on the vocalist, of course. The reason why is there are some elements in the low end that I'd prefer are more dominant, like the kick, the bass, the snare, and several others depending on the track we're working on that I don't really want affected by this process. However, the stuff that's directly competing with the vocal's intelligibility in that range that I just mentioned is probably good to be reduced even more drastically than these other aspects I'm trying to avoid. So for that reason, just like before, I'm going to open up my crossovers and make some adjustments to the cut lines and the boundaries to ultimately make sure that we're really focusing the vocal to dominate in this area without necessarily impacting the other stuff that shouldn't be affected. This should help us maintain that vocal priority in the range that it's most intelligible in, but without being too destructive to other sounds across the frequency range. So let's try it.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. That means for check up, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, I'm a bear. Baby, drive me crazy like challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or the man. Baby, if you love me, I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. That means for check up, my suit is tailored.
So I made a couple of adjustments, completely removing the low end aspects. That way the bass and the low end elements are able to dominate without any interference from the vocal. But then the low mids and the highs, I've basically reduced the reduction. So it's actually not going to be reducing things as much. However, that 1 to 5K type of pocket that I mentioned, I've exaggerated the reduction so it's reducing things even more. So basically when the vocal happens, we're definitely still reducing the low mids and the highs, but this mid band in particular is really where it's being focused, and across the board you can hear how it's allowing that vocal to come through and dominate on top. So now we can close our crossovers and focus on the advanced controls once again, with the goal being to smooth things out even more, make it sound even more natural, really focusing on the sensitivity, attack, release, precision, and curve smooth once again. Just like before, I'm going to omit the shape, the tilt, and the tilt frequency. These are not necessarily things that I need to adjust here because I like the curve and I like the crossovers and everything that I've done so far. However, I want to just smooth things out even more, and if you haven't noticed, I don't really feel a need to go in with a node and increase or decrease anything. I think everything is sitting right where it needs to, but if you find that you're doing this yourself and you do need to create a little bit more prioritization, you can absolutely go ahead and create more of a reduction somewhere. I'm not going to do that in this case because I like where things are sounding. With that being said, let's adjust these advanced controls and try to arrive at a smoother, more natural sound.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. That means for check up, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, I'm a bear. Baby, drive me crazy like challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or the man. Baby, if you love me, I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and when we get it, we go to Lagos. That means for check up, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, I'm a bear. Baby,
So that seems to be pretty cool, definitely sounding smoother, and really I'm still trying to keep the attack and release fairly quickly because I do want that to prioritize the vocal at times, but I did slow it down just a little bit so that the reaction is a little bit less aggressive. The more important things that I adjusted were the sensitivity, the precision, and the curve smoothing, which overall I find is definitely smoothing things out, producing a more accurate response, but one that just makes a little bit more sense compared to where I started. So now let's blend the mix and once again try to find a more natural, transparent response where I'm probably still going to be leaning more towards the full mix side of things because obviously I want that vocal to be prioritized, but not so heavy-handed to the point where it's really suffocating the instrumental. Let's do that.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they magic. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and where we get it, we go to Lagos. That means for check up, my suit is tailored. Baby, they boss me like manager. If you say you love me, I'm a bear. Baby, drive me crazy like Challenger. Or maybe they say this girl or the man.
So right there, somewhere in the 60s seems to be pretty good to me. Sounds a lot more natural. When I get a little bit higher than that, I start to notice it a little bit more. But one thing that I am going to point out is maybe I will create one note just right around here. Because I do find that what's happening is if you really pay attention to the kick and the snare and some of the lower end elements, they just suffer a little bit from this process, which is to be anticipated, especially since this area is still wide open. So I am going to just create a node to basically give us some slack and maybe not prioritize the vocal as much in order for those elements to shine. Let's quickly do that.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they magic. I need the big house, I need the acres, money they call me. I need the papers, and where we get it, we go to Lagos. That means for check up, my suit is tailored.
So that seems to be pretty good. So before we do our final comparison, let me just mute the acapella and I'm going to put the delta on and I want to just hear exactly what we're losing as a result of this process. It's interesting, because when I put the delta on, it seems like it's more important than it actually is. I feel like I'm losing something significant, but then when I put it back into context, it actually does not sound noticeable, and I'm sure the auto makeup gain is helping with that. That being said, let's put our acapella in, let's bypass the plugin, and let's do our final comparison with and without, and let's see overall, does the acapella come a little bit more forward? Is it a little bit more prioritized over the instrumental? Here we go.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they magic. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they magic. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they magic.
So it's a pretty interesting but clear difference. And if you know me, if you've watched my videos, you know that a lot of the time I'm focused on making a lot of smaller, more subtle moves to gently sculpt the sound into a specific place to achieve my end result. And that's exactly what I've done here. We can of course crank things and go heavy-handed and produce some really significant reactions if we wanted to. However, for me, I think it's much better to be gentle and more calculated, and I think that's what I've been able to achieve so far. So at this stage, you might now be wondering, how exactly does it compare to Soothe2? How does it sound in comparison to Soothe2? Let's explore that together right now. Now, I've already set up Soothe to roughly mirror what I have going on with the Curves Equator, but of course it's not 100% exact, but it should be good enough for us to make some final observations. I'm going to first shoot out Soothe with the Curves Equator directly on a vocal, using it to clean up some of those problematic areas I showed you before.
I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they magic. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they magic. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they magic.
Overall, both sound good to me. Each one, of course, has its own unique texture and character, I would say, and some slight differences between them, but you can really see how both are interchangeable in this use case. So now let's do another comparison, this time in the second example that I showed you, using Soothe to make more room for the vocal over the instrumental. So once again, I got Soothe pre-populated here. I've definitely driven the mid-band up roughly where the vocals are most intelligible, somewhere between that 1 to 5K range. I've also backed off a little bit in the low mids, and overall I think we're getting the reaction that I want, so let's just try this out.
I need to make it, baby, don't break the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix. I need to make it, baby, don't break it. You got the yam yam, baby, then shake it. If you they love me, baby, don't fake it. Living a dream world, baby, they matrix.
Once again, both instances work with some minor nuances between them. You might prefer one over the other, but realistically, they can both achieve the exact same outcome. Like I said earlier, Soothe is a great tool, but the price is the limiting factor for a lot of you out there, especially compared to other alternatives like Curves Equator, as I just showed you. Luckily for you, you can demo both of these plugins today and decide for yourself. You can hit the link down in the description below to download and try out both. And I'm curious to hear from you if you have. Let me know which plugin you prefer in your own sessions. Now, honestly, I use Soothe very quickly here, but if you want to see another video I did where I break down how to use it step by step with a lot more detail, click the card you see on screen to watch that video next. I'm also going to leave some of my best vocal mixing videos on screen right here in the form of a playlist. If you got value out of this video, please smash that like button as it really helps this video reach more people in the long run. And if you're new here and haven't subscribed yet, please do so you can see some more mixing content like this in the future. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I look forward to helping y'all again on the next one. Peace.
5